Yo, welcome back YouTube family, I'm Lloyd and I'm here to teach you one of my favorite card controls that I think I've created, but I have no idea. I've done my research, I can't find it out there, so please let me know if I'm wrong. But this control is a fun one to perform because it's devilish in its method. I won't say any more, I'm going to show you a performance and then we'll jump into the explanation. So this is my favourite control to perform in the real world when I get the opportunity to. So I'll take the deck, and let me show you that they're all different. Hope you can see that there. You can see they've got regular backs, and I just need a card selected. So let's say they say stop. Remember this card at home, everyone. Okay, you can all see it. And that card gets lost into the deck, and the deck's placed down. Now, before we continue, I want you to see that my hands are empty. There's no special gimmicks and my sleeves are rolled up. This is genuinely an impromptu piece. Now let's get the rest of the deck. I'll take the deck and we'll spread it right here. Somewhere in the middle is the card, but I want you to watch, as a magician at home, to try and watch the moment that the control happens, okay? Take the deck. It's done. Card is now top. And remember guys, if you like this free tutorial and you want to see more, then just hit the subscribe button down below. So this control works mainly with psychology and attitude. It's not really about the sleight of hand behind it. And some of you will have been fooled, some of you not, but I guarantee it, when you perform this for real people, you will fool them every single time. And if you don't believe that you'll fool them every single time, and you need to go out and perform the crosscut force, which if any of you know the crosscut force, it's when you want to, if I want to force the top card, I'd have the spectators cut the deck and mark the cut, and then for some reason create some time misdirection, and then say, do me a favor, look at the card that you cut to. It's the most powerful force that I know, and it's the most common force that I use, and it's one of the most tried and tested forces of all time. This control is based off of that. So I'll run you through the motions of exactly what I do, but I begin with a deck on the table, and as I go to pick it up, I accidentally drop some. I complete the cards. Which happens, this is a kind of a regular thing. Sometimes you don't get all the cards. But I just want to create this image in the mind that I pick up the cards and complete the deck, like because they're playing cards, right? That's the first thing that happens. So I pick up some, and oops, just grab the rest. Just normal, and nothing happens to the deck. It stays in the same position. Now I have a card selected. So you can do this in a few ways, but what's going to mainly happen is this: that the card will be selected. There's no breaks yet. Return to the deck. Now I'm going to square these cards together. And what I'm going to do is allow these two fingers, my middle finger and my ring finger, to contact the edge of this card. Okay, so let's turn the selection face up. And as I bring my hands back together underneath, I'm contacting the face of this card. I almost let my pinky touch it too. And they can be squared right up, but really there's a jog here. You can see like that, it's quite a big jog. But I don't want to square the cards like this and have that card sticking out. I want it to be quite sloppy. So again, their card's selected. This is pushed together, and immediately I place the deck face up, on the table. Now I create some time misdirection. In this case, I talk about my hands being empty or anything you like, but I leave that there. And what's nice about that is that that's a really fair image, and for all intents and purposes, that's fair. Their card's lost into the deck, nothing has happened. It's genuinely in the middle, you haven't done any moves, you've placed it down on the table. Now we're going to come back to sort of create a false memory in their mind, and I'm going to pick up the deck, and just as I pretended to drop a few, I'm going to do exactly the same thing. I'm going to pick up where my fingers contacted that card. I'll be able to feel, you can feel where that card, so if I overextend it like that, so you can see it quite dramatically, I'm going to pick up and contact this card with my fingers. I'm not going to go to the table, I'm going to contact this card and pick up the cards, right? So I do that, and naturally I need to pick up the rest, but I can't do it one-handed. So I pass these cards to my right hand, and your hand wants to turn over anyway. So I pick them up, my left hand turns over, and I grip the cards in an overhand grip, right, in a biddle grip. So again, I come here, and you can see what's happening now. I come here very casually. I always do this sort of, oop, like as if like I've messed up. I go, oh, as if I dropped the card. So I pick them up here, pass them to my right hand, and just very casually complete the deck. To the layman, it looks like I've just gone, oops, or, you know, it's like it's just a slop. There's nothing suspicious happening. You are, for all intents and purposes, innocently picking up the cards, and you've dropped a few, which makes it, if anything, look less suspicious. If you were a very skilled magician and everything was perfect, they'd be watching you like a hawk. When you're kind of all over the shop and you, oops, sorry, grab these, place them down, it doesn't have this feel of you doing a move, right? The other thing about it is that it doesn't feel like you're cutting the deck, right? It doesn't feel like you're doing this. Grab this card. It doesn't feel like you're cutting and completing the deck, as if their card was in the middle and you cut it to the top, right? It just feels like you're picking up half and then picking up the other half. You know what I mean? So one more thing that you can do is that you can give more reasoning for picking the cards up, not in that way, but to turn them over. And it can be like this. For example, you have the card selected, lost into the deck. Remember, I'm keeping this break here, this is an exaggeration. And now I say I'm going to have you attempt to find your card from the face down cards. So you pick them up, oops, sorry, and spread. Okay? So really, they don't really have time to register that you've done anything. This is the break in the cards. You come here and spread. But don't do it so robotically. Don't do it in the way that it's like, boom. It needs to feel that it's a mistake. So sorry, pick them up. I'm no good at this card stuff. And just sloppily do it. And the more relaxed, the more sloppy you can do, the more they'll forget that it works. And that's really it. The thing that which sort of flies over the head is because you're turning these over. The sort of psychology of why this works is that this card, for example, is at the top, and this half is at the bottom, right? So the cards are in the, if you imagine A, B, when you pick these up and turn them over, this is half A, this is half B, and A and B are still top and bottom, even though secretly A and B are now not top and bottom, if that makes sense to follow. So in their mind, the cards have not switched places because the top half is still, or this half is still above this half, even though they're face down. It's very hard for them to follow. So again, you pick up half, place it like this. It doesn't feel in the head, even though now you've seen it. Unfortunately, you can never unsee it. You'll always catch this control now. But it's exactly the same as the crosscut force, the most powerful force in all of card magic, I believe. But literally will not fool any magician that's ever seen it. Not if it's done the time-tested way. So that's what I call the cross control. It's super powerful, and if you've got a casual performance style where you can have a card selected, remembered, placed down, bring attention to something else like the box, whatever you need, pick up the rest. Let me just spread these for you. Try and see if you can find your card. Square the deck up. Let's have a look. How did you do? Oh, was that not your card? Damn, let's try something else. And then reveal it however you want. That's the cross control. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I hope you all enjoyed that free tutorial. Like I said, to reiterate, this is the most important thing about this control is how casual and relaxed you are. If you're very robotic or you're very you have a very like flourishy style of being a magician, this probably won't work for you. But if you want to act casual and natural with your magic, then this will fly over your spectators' heads every single time. So let me know in the comments below what you think of this control. And don't forget, hit that subscribe button if you want to see some more free tutorials that are coming really soon. Alright guys, I've been Lloyd. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.